which I find very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me pass over the microphone to Mr. Matsiko Allan to share his presentation with us, and I wish you a good presentation. Thank you. Mr. Matsiko, you're welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Boaz. Please, you may confirm that I am loud and clear.
Yes, Mr. Allan, you're loud and clear.
Yes, thank you. And you're going to allow me, I will speak, yes, but I will be guided by the presentation. I also want to share such that you confirm that we are on the same page. Okay. So Boaz, would you confirm that that you are seeing my presentation?
Yes, Mr. Allan, you can see your presentation, and maybe allow me to say that I will be co-chairing the session with Ms. Amuge Elizabeth. Thank you.
Okay. So you will alert me on the time, because I'm sharing. I may not be looking at the thing directly, but you help me guide on the time. So financial literacy, members, is a very interesting topic. Most of us interface with money every day. I will not say in one way or another, because every one of us does interface with money. Even children, even students, everyone. So it's a pleasure. I'm happy, I'm delighted when people who take care of our eyes say we also need to know about finances. So it's a good morning from me. I can confirm that what Boaz has shared with you about me is correct. So I will not repeat. The topic says we look at beyond the clinic. Okay, one of the books, my first book, I know I'm still writing other projects, but so far the one I have, I called it Beyond the Numbers. So when I'm given an opportunity to speak beyond the clinic, I really have to say it's a pleasure, and want to see how can we turn your optometry skills into financial strength, because you have very unique skills that can be beneficial to the person of finance side. That you had already looked about it. Yes, I do a lot of things, especially in the areas of financial education, microfinance, capacity building, project management, and recently conservation. As you heard, I'm engaged with conservation of birds. So my mission is to help individuals and businesses to thrive. And if I get just one person today who is ready to take action, who is ready to thrive, I think we shall have had a successful day. So that's the book, Beyond the Numbers. It's a personal finance book. It's holistic in nature. Over the years, having engaged with training personal finances to different groups of people, also looking at my own experiences, also looking at the research and the reading that I have done, I said, okay, let's share some thoughts, which I compiled in a book. And it's unique in a way that it is holistic. Yes, it doesn't just look at the common things. We look at the savings, the budgeting. I also look at them, but I first of all look at what are the drivers, what shapes the way we comprehend those other important aspects. So it's just at 30,000, 50,000 if you want it autobiographed. But we can, my numbers are easy to get if you are ready for a book. I hope each one of you can order for one, but we will look at it later. For now, I have something I want us to worry about. Dave Ramsey is an international authority in the area of financial education. And here is what he had to say. Doctors are some of the best people out there and some of the worst with money. He says he has seen it over and over again. They are not alone either. Lawyers, entertainers, high-income earners. Let me put the bankers where that's my field. We are also not safe. A lot of them let arrogance override common sense. Arrogance overriding common sense. Just because you make a lot doesn't mean you are winning. Don't be too smart for your own good. Humble yourself, learn the basics, and start making money work for you, not against you. Friends, this is a lot of information just shared in this clip, as Dave Ramsey says. It's no doubt that the smartest people, or I could say what we call the smartest people, and the reason we say smart is because these are the guys we know they have studied, they have the books, not just primary 7, not just senior 4, not just senior 6, not just 1 degree, 2 degrees. And we're also looking at top guys, because now I imagine, like for the congregation that we have today, virtually, most of you are top guys. Top guys. People who go into law practice, they are very top guys. People who go to engineering, very top guys. And now is saying there is some little bit of arrogance overriding common sense. So some of the common financial blind spots for most of the people in workforce, in the corporate world, if I may say, people working, one is over-reliance on salary. Salary is lonely up there, just alone. You have a million things which are looking on that salary, on that salary. I don't know if some of you have looked on social media. There could have been some picture showing how the government, the cartoonists have designed the picture of a person, a big person, and it has written their government, and then somewhere it has said someone who is malnourished, and said now this one is the citizens. And if you could relate, you're going to find that this salary is suffering a lot. School fees for further education, food, data, transport, first girlfriend, if you are not married, second, siblings, extended family, and every other thing. So it's like an orphan. This salary for most of us is like an orphan. It is the only light we see at the end of the tunnel, and it is a big setback for most of the people in employment. The other common blind spot is overconfidence, bias. You have looked Dave, you have seen that Dave already says there is some little bit of arrogance. Now, in my book, I write on overconfidence as someone driving on a slippery road. It has just rained and you say, okay, I have a new car, it's a nice car, it's a good make, it has nice braking system. And then you say, okay, I can hit that high speed. So overconfidence works like that, and you forget that other things can really happen along the way. You could be on your high speed and a dog just comes from nowhere and it is causing you into trouble. So overconfidence, for us, for people that have gone to school, for people that have gotten good grades, for people that have gotten good jobs, is a very, very big problem. For people that have some significant sum of money, overconfidence is a very big problem. Because even if I misuse my money this month, even if I go to a bar and I spend 800,000 in 4 hours, at the end of the month, I can get enough to cover up. So your advantage is turning into a disadvantage. If you were earning 400,000 a month, probably there is no way you would go into a bar, for example, and you spend 800,000. But because you get 2 millions, for example, the calculation is easy. At the end of the month, I can cover up the 800,000 I overspent. So that is how overconfidence is dangerous. Because you're smart, you're intellectually smart. No. These things, I can do them on my own. I can do investment on my own. And therefore, you ignore consulting from people who know. Most times I get engagements. In our area, there is something we call free consultancy. Someone comes, is asking you this, blah, blah, blah. How can I further my education? How can I do this? How can I do this? Okay, because now it is our area, you diagnose that quickly. Someone may benefit maybe from a coaching session. Because in a coaching session, it means I'm going to dig deeper into you. I am going to safeguard, I'm going to allocate time for you. And we handle the problem together. I'm going to be like an accountability partner for you. Now, the moment you say, look, I think you can benefit if we are having a coach relationship and someone disappears like smoke. Why? Because they think most times financial literacy is underrated, is very underrated. Because everyone interfaces with money, everyone thinks they can be smart with money. So overconfidence, my friends, overconfidence is a very big problem for us. When I was engaged in financial inclusion, in working with people at the bottom of the pyramid, the beauty with it, if you are in rural areas, is that someone will ask you and you will guide them. I don't want to say the word advise. You will guide them and they will take it. And at the end of the 6 months, at the end of 1 year, you will see magic. You will see some progress happening. Why? Because probably they have overcome. I know it may not be intentional that they don't, but somehow they know, let me trust Alan. And things work. And most times you're moving around and you meet someone, say, they call us Masomesa. They say, Masomesa, how are you? And you see someone excited. Most times when I go to Mbara, I met someone who was a conductor in the global buses, and the guy met me, was overexcited, said, and you come, I'm going to say you are my brother, and you don't have to pay the whole amount. Friends, that is just a small thing, but it means a lot to me, because it shows there was impact. And also to them, for that excitement, that embracing me, it means they must have picked something. And there are a couple of other examples. You meet someone and you are just overjoyed. Now, the other blind spot, living beyond the means. Living beyond the means. Because we have been conditioned. Maybe from us, the line of bankers, because we are engaged with money, people know we have money. Well, I don't want to say there is no money, because there is at least some. At least to help someone build up something, lay a foundation, it's there. But the challenge is that conditioning, that expectations. If you are not strategic to drive yourself, to overcome your emotions, it is going to drive you into problems, because you are being convinced, you are being coerced to live by the expectation. And you want to have everything good that is there. But I have to tell you that everything good that is there may not be for you. The whole world is not for you. Every good thing is not for you. It is for all of us. So if you want to have all of it alone, what will others do? So because of that pressure, because of that expectation, you are forced. You are earning 1 million. You spend it, you contribute it here and there, you buy some nice shoe, you do something here and there, and at the end of the month, you have spent 1.5 million. Yet you're earning 1 million. I usually tell my people when I'm training, I'm a believer, my friends. I say, if you are in that situation, there is no amount of prayer that will solve that. If you are spending more than you are earning, prayer is not going to work. What will work is you knowing, okay, let me stop the stupidity, and I know that if I earn 1 million, if the worst comes to the worst, I must spend 1 million, but I cannot spend 1.1. That is crazy. Or you say, okay, I cannot, the way I have set my life, the lifestyle I have, the standard of living I have set before me, for myself, I don't see myself working it out below 1M. Therefore, you say, okay, how do I therefore earn 2 million? So, In my book, I say, you choose, am I going to live below my means, or am I going to expand my means? Living below your means has its problems because you're now taking that cautious, you're having a cautious mindset. And therefore, you may not overstretch using your brain. Yes, it has those problems, but it saves you at least unnecessary stress. Then, if you say, okay, me, I have chosen, I will expand my means. This 1 million I'm getting, maybe let me start a retail shop somewhere. I fight with the people managing it also, but at least when it is there, when I'm fighting with them. Or I look for a boda and I put it on the road and I fight with the guys, but when it is there. And most times, my friends, people in employment, you will have those problems. But I can tell you, it's better to have a boda guy who is giving you headache to repay than having nothing at all. It's better having a side car business where some people are going to say, but the money is maybe disappearing somewhere. But as long as it makes some business sense, be at peace and say, okay, but this thing is coming without me putting my active time, at least for the larger part of the day. So if you choose to expand your means, it will come with that additional bit of pressure, but it's okay. The way God has made man is we are elastic. Usually I'm telling the people I'm training, if you work very hard, if you leave work very tired, you will not die. You will just be tired. You will just be tired. You will not die. So you will sleep, wake up early, still may be tired, but it's okay. The brain, the way it has been made, you are from that field, it's almost elastic. How you treat it is how it happens. So expanding your means can open you to opportunities, new people, new ideas, new possibilities. The other blind spot for most people, practice mismanagement. If you are a member of this association, I know that you have ethics, you have best practices, you have said before yourself, you have said that Alan cannot come to our clinic and brings a card of his elder brother. Maybe that is a rule, this is not allowed, but you go ahead and do it. And the repercussions, they are there. So practice mismanagement. That is just a small example. For us in our banking, I have a friend. He was working in one financial institution and had to be dismissed, not in good terms. Then got a job in another financial institution. Then the other financial institutions got to know, and they asked these guys, hello, this person, but he did not clear with us. And the guy was fired again. So maybe it is firm A where you are working, but it's a network. It's beautiful that you have an association. This information goes. They will know what bad things Alan is doing. If Alan is bad, they are going to know that Alan is bad. If Alan is good, they are going to know that Alan is good. So we must strive to remain professional. Amidst our personal challenges, amidst the temptations, amidst the challenges, we must behave like professionals. We must be strict with the standards, because in most times they have been systematically, if not scientifically, proven that they work. So my friends, I challenge you that we keep professional. So why is practice mismanagement a financial blind spot? If you lost your job, my friend, it can be hard. It could be a small job, it could not be paying as much as you want, but once you don't have it, it's a different story. If you ask someone who does not have it, it is a different story. Practice mismanagement. It's a huge financial blind spot. Emotional spending. Now, these people who are into business, and I'm into business, and I know some of you are in business, but the way they craft their advertising messages is to base on emotions. If they're advertising Chogero, they know there is a parent who wants their baby to look very glow, to have a glow skin. So they are driving on that. They want you to look at you coming back from work and you hit your eyes at your sparkling baby. So they know if you listen to it, you are going to be a victim. These days, social media and the internet, they go into your behavior, your clicking pattern, and therefore they predict your behavior pattern. So in most times, you're going to go maybe on Facebook and you're like, wait, how do these guys know what I'm interested in? Everything is going to be accurate, because they know if they don't play with your emotions, they are not going to have your attention. When you go to a supermarket, the reason everything is in display, the reason all that space is having few items but displayed is because they know once you see, your brain is going to trigger your emotions. You say, wait, I don't have this thing at home. I saw this thing at my friend's home. I needed this thing, but I haven't bought it. And a person who went to buy just one item, you come when the basket is full of items. Emotions. Emotional spending is a big financial blind spot. Instant gratification is one of the things that comes out of emotional spending. The moment you get money, you want to spend it. Some Russian did a research on a dog, and he tested with food. He first gave them food, and then at some point he tied them. So to cut it short, most of us are like Pavlov's dog. So when it could be tied and food is brought, it could salivate. So instant gratification is like that. The moment you get your money, you begin to salivate. You want to spend it. You remember all the things that you have been lacking. And once you start spending, money will go. For most of you, I think the 50,000 note is the big one in our country. I want you to take note one time. If that 50,000, if you just remove 1K and it remains 49,000, the rest will be history. You will move and move and move. By the time you reach home, the thing has been destroyed. Because of emotions, you're going to spend it unaware. So we are like the dog. Once we see the thought of even having that money, that salary hit the account, the moment you think about that, you begin to salivate. And that's a huge, huge blind spot. Because you know the other guys in what we call hustling, they don't have that. No. For them, they get a little bit every day. They get a little bit every day. And even when they do like that, they have a lot of issues. Maybe if you have a business and you have the workers, you know they will need salary at the end of the month. Maybe you have a restaurant, you know you have to give to those ladies who are doing service at the end of the day. So you still have a lot of issues, by the way. So for them, it helps them. But for us, we get money at once at the end of the month. And instead of taking advantage of it, it takes advantage of us. Because the truth is, if you can get 2 million at once, you should be better than many who get 20,000 a day, 30,000 a day. I want you to imagine how it can be difficult for them to save, to compile that money, and it reaches to 1 million, to 1.5, to 2 million and beyond. It's hard what they go through. And for most, they are helped by loans, but it is not easy. It is not easy to save. But for you, yes, you have worked for 30 days, but you are glad, you're lucky to have 2 millions, 3 millions, 1 million at once. That should be an advantage. But it turns out to be a disadvantage. So lifestyle creep, how it works is that if you increase your income, your expenses also increase. So I think then in math they would say, yes.
Sorry for the interruption. Just a quick reminder. We have about 5 minutes to the Q&A time.
We have, okay. Don't worry. I know I have.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yes, I know I have been capturing them for the whole. Usually when I'm training, I know even if I focus on one slide, I know I am tackling all the other things. So lifestyle creep is another dangerous disease for us. Once we have an opportunity to have a better job and get better income, now we think of going into a better apartment. We think of upgrading our girlfriends. This one, I think this one was for that. So, and more. So beyond the clinic, I want to say that there will be life after work. So that money you get, you are there for the moment. If you're working for another person, time may come when they get another skilled person. So it's just a season, utilize it. If you are a business person and you are in a given area, also known as the season, you can have competitors who will come with better service and skills, and you are out of the market. So our objective at the end of the day is to turn what you see on air. I have gone through those tests. They're like, hey, what do you see this? What do you see this? Then to turn them into saving, into investment, into cash flow, into retirement, and legacy opportunities. So, and we are saying you're very, very skilled. So your ability to diagnose astigmatism, myopia, dry eyes, hyperopia, and everything is unmatched. But I want you to ask yourself a question. Can you diagnose your financial blind spots as we have seen? Look for answers to that question. The core pillars: vision. You are the people who deal with vision. This is very, very important. If someone has eyes which have a problem, you know, they were telling for me, I had headaches, and they were telling these headaches, they're explaining myopia, stigmatism, something like that. And I'm like, oh my God. But the headaches were disrupting me at work. So it's important for us to have a clear financial vision. We avoid the financial myopias, hyperopias, and all those problems. Vision is very important. And somewhere the Bible says, where there is no vision, the people perish. For our mindset, for our discipline, for our incomes, for our expenditure, for the way we handle savings, for the way we handle loans, investment, and managing all the life's risks and certainties, our vision plays a critical role. If you have set a challenge to yourself that I want to be the best of the optometrists in this country, if you have that vision and maybe you need to upgrade and you are not seeing the money, and you set a goal, say, I will save for this money. Saving is not easy, but it is your vision that will try to redirect you. When you are overspending and you look, but you say, I have promised myself that I have to be the best optometrist in this country. I have to do the best optometry clinic in this country. I have to have the best family in this country. I have to have this kind of retirement. I want to live this kind of lifestyle. I want to drive this kind of car. I want to have this kind of house. It's your vision. When you are down, when things are not working out, when you're having difficult bosses, difficult employees, it's your vision that will put you back on track. Friends, as I end, action changes things. For you and for most of the people when I'm training, I tell them, you already know. The problem is you don't act. Therefore, my friends, I want to ask you one thing. I could have said maybe a lot of things. I don't want you to focus on all of them. If you have analyzed yourself and reflected, I know you have identified the loopholes, you have identified the blind spots. Please promise yourself, challenge yourself to work on them. For more, I think we can get in touch, and we can always find out ways on how we can share more. But the book is already there. You can order your copy. If you feel maybe you need a coaching relationship, you can also get in touch. If through Dr. Boaz and others you will need maybe another session, you can always let me know. So I beg that you said you want to go to the QA. Yes, I think I'm ready for that. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Matsiko. This has been really, really awesome. It's been so enlightening, and definitely these are things that we need to hear. Most times in our forums, we are talking so much about clinical knowledge and experiences and such, but this is something that we go through daily, managing our finances. I mean, it determines literally everything about our lives. So we are so grateful for the opportunity. So right about now, we will move into the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, feel free to either raise your hand or to put your questions in the chat room. Right about now, we'll be receiving questions from the different participants. Are there any questions? Oh, Mr. Sunday, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the presentation. I'm Cindy from Career University. Well, my question is just about savings. This issue with savings, I don't know, but I really want like some more light about it, because personally I've been out and tried work, but I don't know how good savings really are. I really need more light about this.
Any other question?
Yes, there is a question in the chat. Mr. says is asking, how does one begin with investment? And then Miss Dorothy is also asking, how could you please give insight on expanding one's means when there is not much money or time to invest?
Much money.
And then there is also, do you want me to give you all the questions?
Yeah,
Answer
yeah.
them one at a time.
Yeah. Give me all.
Okay. All right. There is one more question. I would like to request you to teach us about the benefits of paying debts. Secondly,
of paying what?
kindly remind us debts. And then secondly, kindly remind us if Ugandan Treasury bonds have a compound effect, and how can an individual access the compounding effect on the bonds?
Thank you.
And finally, we have one from Noor. She says, how can one manage a project after investment?
How can one manage a project after investment?
After investment. Yes, please.
Well, a very brilliant questions. Yeah, let me see how we can go about them. So savings, what I can say about savings is that for personal finances for individuals, savings is one of the most important and available tools that are there for empowerment. Usually I'm telling people it's savings and loans. I usually combine them, but let's see on the side of savings. Why am I saying it's very important? For most of our dreams, if you wanted to buy a plot of land, maybe at 20 millions, I'm just imagining, and you are earning 20, or you're earning 1 million or 2 millions. When you go on your calculator, you see that it becomes hard. If you are saving, earning 2 millions, and maybe you are able to save 1 million a month, it means it will take you 20 months to save it. So the reason saving is important is because for most of the things that you genuinely desire, you are required to pay a lump sum. A car, you're going to pay amounts which you cannot earn at once if you are not a thief in most times. If you are going to buy land, if you're going to construct, you need significant sums. So that's why saving is very important. It is not easy for most of us because it needs sacrifice, but that's how it's important, my friend. It's important because it helps you mobilize your meager resources, your meager savings, to transform your salary, which you earn monthly, into something huge. That if I have 20 million, I can even start thinking about doing a business. But if you have 1 million, my friend, it's not possible. So saving is very important. So, and that's one of the two ways where we can get money to meet those significant requirements, investments that need requirements. The other one is loans. Loan is that, someone asks about debts, yes. Loan is that, okay, you have realized maybe I can't save this money at once, but let me borrow at once. I have this 20 million at once, and therefore I pay slowly. So saving is very important, but it's difficult because it's a behavior issue most of the times. It's a behavior issue. Your character must be very strong for you to maneuver with savings, because the things that need money, they are very many. For most of the people, the amounts we earn, we are not satisfied with them. For over 95 of us, the amount we earn, it is not enough. So when it's not enough, that's how it is challenging, because if you are not smart, it means that you are going to first spend, and at the end of the day, there is nothing to save. So maybe I tell you a few things you need to discipline yourself on if you are to make savings work. As soon as you get the money, save before thinking, before analyzing everything. Save as soon as you earn. Save as little. Start small. For most people want to save big, but I ask them, if you had this money, then what would be the purpose of saving? Because the purpose of saving is to mobilize those tiny resources and you build them into something big. So start small. If you have a lot of problems, it's okay. Even if it is 1%, it is okay. Start with that. But make sure that you are saving something. So once you do this consistently, then you can then move to 2%. I know we always encourage 20%, blah, 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 but look at your situation and don't save something that overstretches you. Yes, I have already said overstretching is important, but if it doesn't overstretch you, that's how you are going to manage saving. How does one begin with investment? Investment for people in employment where there is little time. Okay, expanding means, let me also combine it with that. It may also be the same, because expanding the means we are saying either you are taking on investment, maybe you are starting a business, maybe you are upgrading your skills so you can maybe get a job of higher responsibility and therefore a higher incomes. So savings, you need to understand the field where you're going to invest in. But what I can say about, someone said about compounding, this saving works better when it brings in an element of compounding. And compounding means that if you have interest, and I want to combine it with benefits, because maybe we are looking also at other things. If you benefit, let's say you do a course and you have maybe a promotion, or maybe you get a new job, and maybe you had invested maybe like 1M into some short course, and you have improved as a person and have said, okay, I think value has improved, you can add on that. So it means that if you get another one, you also reinvest in yourself and you get more skills. Therefore, if you get more skills, you can still go and earn higher, or you get a better job, something like that. If it is a business, and say, okay, I have put this border on the road, and it's been earning me this, over there it is this. For you to benefit from compounding is that what you have earned, you are going to reinvest. So to begin with investment, you just need to know your goals, what are your ambitions, what are you investing in, are you passionate about it, how do you know how the market operates, something like that. But the earlier you start on with investment, the better. The earlier you start on with these other ideas, these other risks, the better, because then you still have time. Even for savings, if you start saving as soon as you get your job, by the time you end 10 years, you are in a better off situation. Most of the things don't work for us because we want to do things on a marathon and on a sprint. We want things to work better. But if we understood that achieving financial goals maybe is into the long term, we can do better. So for savings, for these other things we are doing for investment, the best thing is start early. So where you start, my friend, I don't know. But for workers, and from my personal experience, is that for most of us, we invest people in those other businesses, and they kill our money because we are not there to give them the much needed mentorship, because we are busy on our boss's work. So most times we waste money in these businesses. Yes, they have higher returns, but they also waste our money. So maybe I'm thinking now from experience, if I were to go back 10 years ago when I started working, then I think I'd have to think more about land. If I know I have taken due diligence and this done right, then I can take it there slowly, and I keep quiet. And then the option someone talks about, treasury bonds. Those options are also better for us, because you know the experts. Okay, you have lent to government, and government is always going to be here. Then the unit trusts, I have later found out that they can be very good. You just get a farm, and you say, I'm depositing monthly, and when you are starting out, it doesn't make sense. But once you keep in the business, once you keep investing, it makes sense, because now the compounding effect is going to do magic that you cannot even imagine. When I started out, my unit trust was like, but it doesn't make sense. But once my amount started to increase significantly, the interest started to be more energizing. So also in investing yourself as a person, that can be a very, very big thing for you. Investing in self is also investment, and also has worked magic for me. I have doubled and quadrupled somehow in my line of work because of the skills I have said, okay, let me part with this money, let me go and suffer, let me add on the books. So self-investment is also important. Yeah, for the risk investment, it's still better. You go there and you make the mistakes early and you learn, and okay, I have made this is how I have overcome it. Yeah, entrepreneurship and business, you still go, you don't wait, don't fear, because you fear, we used to say, when you fear to take the meat to the stove, to the fire, where are you going to buy to roast it from? So don't fear. If you have ambitions of business, don't wait. Handle the businesses as early on, and because once you make the mistakes, you also learn the solutions early on. So saving more, starting with investment, expanding much money, okay, with no much money, there is no something as no much money, my friend. Every money is much. It all depends on your vision, on the goals you have set for yourself. And I always say, just use your salary as a seed. Don't eat your seed. If you get a loan, don't eat it. Use it as a seed. Using it as a seed means, of course, these are the investment things we are talking about. If you are coming from maybe up country where there is land, maybe you are lucky, you have something. Because some people you will find that someone already the parents are there and they have a farmland. Maybe you have a cow, maybe you buy a goat. Sometimes we overcomplicate savings. We are thinking into these other things, but also in one, even if you bought a hen and you put it into the village, that is also at that level. It is also, and in that way, it is also a form of investment. We always categorize as a commodity, investing in commodities. So benefits of paying debts. Benefits of paying debts is that you are paying money which you borrowed. This was not your money. So if you are repaying it back, it's better. You borrowed and you are paying back. So the benefit is that you are honoring your obligations. So because if you are honoring your obligations, it means that in the future when you need another kind of assistance, it will be easier for these people to say, this Alan pays well, you come and we'll give you another one. So that is the number one benefit of paying debts. You win people's trust. People trust you. If I have lent you 1 million and you repay it as per our agreement, it means you can ask me 2 million and I lend it to you. And the more you have, the higher you go. You realize if you have 1 million, if I have 2 million or 3 million, the one who has higher is in a match position. So the more you can borrow more, maybe the better you can. Because if you get 20 millions, the kind of dreams and projects and ideas you can pursue is better than when you have just 5 million. If you have 50 millions, the better. So paying debts, and especially on time without giving people headache, is very important. But it also helps you to avoid the stress. I did loans, and if I give you my loan and you are not paying it, I can assure you will not have peace. I will not allow you to have peace. I'm still into that business. You are not going to have peace. So if you pay debt, you're going to remove that unnecessary stress, unnecessary pressure. Because once you have stress, nothing goes on well, nothing goes on as planned. You reach home, you look at your wife, you married when she's beautiful, and you look something and you don't understand. You look at the children, you start doubting them whether they are your children, and all that because of stress for debts. Treasury bills, am I missing it? How do I get it to have compounding effect? Now, treasury bonds, okay, I presume maybe there are people, treasury bills and bonds, the bills are short term and then the bonds are long term. It's where you're lending your money to government. Unlike these other instruments, yes, the return is low, but the risk is also low. And the other benefit is you are not investing in your actual time. Another thing is that these tools are important for long-term financial security and independence. And they work better when you get into the market earlier. When you get into the market earlier, you allow compounding to do its magic. So if you invested, let's say, 15 million in a government bond, in a treasury bond, and maybe you are earning 1M, maybe 1M, I'm assuming, per year. So at the end of maybe let me use 500,000 that I don't corrupt some people. 500,000 first year. Then the second year, that 500,000 now it's becoming 1M. But this 1M is also going to start earning. If you are at a rate of 1%, it is also going to start earning some 100, and then so by the third year you are going into 1.5. But you also have the other million, which was now starting to add maybe like some 50K. So it's also adding on it. So this Ruombo or this category of interest is going to continue piling. So yes, government for treasury bonds, you have in investment. For these investments, okay, I may say, the longer you stay in the market, the better. The time you spend in the market is better than timing the market. Some people want to say, hey, this government, how is it? Don't time the market, just target, spend long in the market, because the objective is to have these earnings you are getting reinvested and earn again. And BOE is always auctioning through the different banks. I know by the time you ask this question, you must be having some that basic knowledge. You can go to your banker and you do it. And for everything over here, for everything you want, you dream about, like I've been saying, act, do it, learn it, know how it works, make mistakes, face challenges, and find solutions for them. Well, I think I was trying, because these are again broader topics, as you asked, I was avoiding to take a lot of time on them, but at least I have touched on each of them. Managing project after investment. I haven't talked on that. So that maybe you have invested in some project, so how do I manage it? So how you manage it? So should I say maybe you have a system to simplify it all? And maybe let me illustrate by a simple project. Maybe let's say a restaurant. You will hear a restaurant about so much because I like eating. I'm a foodie person. So if you say I have set up a project of a restaurant, maybe 5 million, how are you going to manage it? The first thing is to understand it. How you understand it is that you give time. Once you do something you're interested in, is that you feel fun, you feel as if you're having fun when you are studying about it. So study about restaurants. If you have done that, know what challenges are restaurants having. So you understand the different risks. But the reason I'm saying systems is probably you will be there, probably you will not be there. But once you have the system, that even if you are sick, it can work. Even if you are right. So in like a restaurant, most of the risk is that if you are not there, people can sell. And for most businesses, as they solve their personal problems, as they as they pay their fees and all of that, so they don't bring it to you. I once did a business and the boy was not bringing the money. It was like person who had, that's when he was coming, had solved all of them. And then I said, my friend, it seems this thing I will not manage it. But having a system saying that, okay, I know that a cashier is going to cost me, but it is okay. Because if I have a cashier and I put a receipting system, whoever comes, whoever is served, they are issued a receipt, or maybe through this waiter or through this waitress. And then these ones, once the receipt is there, it's noted, someone is going to come and pay to the cashier. But most people want to save by not having a cashier. So, and now that is good because they are going to collect money as they put into their personal pockets. But you say, okay, a cashier is going to come at a cost, but it is a necessary cost because it will enable me avoid losing my money in the different loopholes. Maybe you have a business, maybe you have a salon, and you say, okay, I will not be here, but let me invest in a camera. So that is now that is a digital system. You put it there and you watch. So when you have time, you can monitor. And also when it is there, psychologically, mentally, they know there is a person watching them. So system is like that. But that's how you manage it. You invest it. You put right people to manage it, right resources, right tools. Briefly, that's how I can also comment on that.
Okay, I think that's it. That's the most we can take for now. There are quite a few in the chat, but most of us have to go forward. So I think we will see. Maybe looks like we need another session.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. We really, really appreciate. Maybe you could just give us your closing remarks. The take-home message for all of us that are here today, and then we can close the session.
Thank you so much. So how do I end this interesting session? Because you have asked me strategic questions, and I'm happy about that. It means you're intentional people. You asked intentional and strategic questions. But I thank the leadership of the association for steering our people forward, for investing in learning and growth. We always say you always have to, lifelong learning, you always have to learn, relearn, and unlearn. It is an ongoing endeavor. We are in an industry where you can get every information that you need. I encourage you to do so for every project, for everything. We have enough digital resources for you to learn about them. And as I end, I ask you that use your salary or your business profits as a seed, targeting to benefit from the benefits of compounding. We leverage on the benefit of, use your salary or your profit as a seed. Don't eat the seed. Don't eat the seed. Save, let it accumulate, then invest it. Save, accumulate, strategically invest it. So that's how I end it. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Oh, and how do we get access to your book?
Let's get in touch. I will share the slides. They have my numbers. They are both on WhatsApp, or you can contact through Boaz. I will share the slides. They have my contacts, or you can ask Boaz the contacts.
All right. All right, sounds good. Thank you so much. I think that will be it for today. We could just have 1 minute for announcement from the EXCO of the association. So I'll invite Mr. Semusho, the Finance Secretary of the association, to say a word or two on behalf of the EXCO.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Liz and Boaz. Also, a big thank you to Mr. Allan Matsiko for the important session. It's really been helpful. Maybe just one announcement to make. On the 29th June of this year, we are going to have our AGM, association AGM. Kindly prepare and be ready to attend. Further information is going to be shared on our platforms, but we're going to have one in this June before the month ends. On the same note, decided on our subscription for the financial which is come at AGM, and the communications will be made. Kindly prepare the monies, and we see how we can go to the next level. So thank you so much, Boaz. We could have more of such sessions, and I'm really grateful on behalf of the association. Thank you. Have a good day all.
All right, I think we can call it a day. Once again, we want to let you know that we value your time. Thank you for creating the time to attend these sessions. And again, once again, special thanks to the presenter of the day. We know we've gone a bit overboard, but I'm definitely sure that it was worthwhile. We'll also be sharing some feedback links on the different platforms. So please take time and fill them up when you see them. I think we can hold it a day. Have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Until we meet again.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Tumaze.